Hey, I'm KevKev, Mr. Cole. Welcome back to MotoGP 17 and the Manager Careers. We're heading to Unlucky Week 13 and the Autodromo del Mugello circuit. And welcome to Italy and this wonderful circuit. As we're going wide in the final corner, as you can see in the top left, I've actually skipped time this time. I'm not going out immediately. I'm going out near the end of the session to do my one short qualifying effort. And let's see what we can do around this circuit, which, as you can see, is a bit fast on the Moto2 bike than the Moto3. Fastest lap times. Around a 1:53.5. I reckon we'd be around 1:55, I think, if I do a good lap. Again, Mugello, a nicer circuit, a bit like Kota. But we shouldn't be too far off, at most around 2 seconds, I think, in qualifying. So let's see what we can do. And as you can see, half a second down after the first sector. Expected, I think. And so there we go, dab the brakes. Look at that, nicely into that corner. Bit of wheel spin on the exit. So we go downhill, very tricky corners here. Among home hero, Valentino Rossi's favourite, going down the hill there. Look at that, we gained some time back in that sector. Hello. I thought it'd be around a second and a half back. At the moment, we're a quarter of a second back. Let's all go wide into the chicane. We're into the gravel. Well, now we'll be a second and a half back, I think. Oh, it's going too well. Definitely got to brake early into this right-hander. Don't be going wide here. The drift wide, bike drift wide slightly there, but then you have to get on the power early through the chicane. And look at that, 1.7 back. We're fast through that chicane and out of final corner. Can we spot our braking correctly? And like a warm-up lap, not too bad there. We've got the power nicely, perhaps even too late in the power. So it goes almost parallel with the pit wall. The inside, 1:55.1. I hate it when I'm right. Okay, I wasn't exactly right. I thought 55 for that, but 55.1 is a pretty good guess, I think. So let's see where we have qualified. Just outside the top 10. Second race in a row on the 4th row, alongside Danny Kent and Luca Marini in his home round, with Franco Morbidelli getting a home pole ahead of Luti and Marquez. Bassini 4th, Oliveira 5th, Baldassari 6th, Nakagami 7th, Shorter in 8th, and Verge in 9th. And without that mistake, could have been even better for MacDonald. Top 10 qualifying on the cards. The Courtois in 13th, Agada 14th, Bagnaia in his home race in 15th. Where's our teammate? At the back, of course. So let's see if Vanda can move his way through the field, if MacDonald can be challenging for a win once again. As here we are looking at the grid, and you will see on the second row there is light still as well. It's a very messy warm-up. Hopefully it's not like that at the start. You never know going into the first corner though. It can get very messy. You can have some dive bombers like we saw in Moto3 with one mare in particular. So you've got to be very careful into this first corner on the first lap. But looking further down, you can see your usual suspects right down there, including Magnum on the 12th row.
The riders have all lined up on the starting grid. We are mere seconds away from the start of what promises to be a sensational Grand Prix.
Yes. Look at all those Rossi flags on the right-hand side. There's actually a couple of Lorenzo flags in that stand. Oh, I hope those fans are alright. I hear Rossi fans have chainsaws, and let's see if MacDonald can slice his way through the field. As the set race is underway, and he's around the outside of the 3rd row, up into 7th. Braking around 75 metres for the first corner. You can see that's actually a bit early. But he's hugging the inside line. Oh, he's got a superb run off the corner as well. Up into the top 5 maybe. Oh, he collides with Alex Marquez. Oh, one of the championship favourites is down after clashing with MacDonald. He's not winning any friends in Moto2, isn't he? He's got Another clash. This time he's not the one going down. It is the Spaniard. And I'm sure the home fans don't mind that. Him being, you know, teammate of Franco Morbidelli. Their new favourite son. Or one of the new favourite sons. And so we go looking down the inside of Baldassarri. For top 5. Again, another one of Italy's favourite sons. In Moto 2. And oh! Very lucky to stay on the bike, as Schrotta's not dropping down the order on this first lap. In 8th is the German. Oh, breaks himself once again into the chicane. MacDonald got to sort that out, mate. He drops back to 6th. But still a very good first lap, making up a number of positions. Putting the pressure on the top 4 as well, top 5. Dallas always still hanging in there. The top 4. Luti in 4th. Of course, got Morbidelli, Passini up there as well, it looks like. The Italian having a very good home race. And oh, MacDonald sliding down the inside of Baldassarri, but he's got to let the bike run wide, unfortunately. He can get hard on the power, but he's getting a slipstream for this front stretch. Let's see what it's like round it. Oh, it's good. Oh, it's very good. As Passini leads ahead of Morbidelli. 2 Italians fighting for home honour here. Break around 90 metres for the first corner, and still that was too early. As I told you, got to look out for the dive bombers into that first corner. Baldassarri did that to us. Quartararo's up to 7th. Frenchman on a bit of an early charge. Looking down the inside of the Luti. Not quite making that work. But into the top 5, MacDonald. Running very comfortably this race so far. We're not even a further way through it, as there's Verge back up to 7th. And Tech 3. One of a very good races, the Spaniard. We go down the hill. Looking to the inside of Luti. The right hander. Oh, not quite, is he? He is. That's right. Luti takes him back into the next right hander. And now we're going into the chicane. Can MacDonald finally get this right? 3rd time lucky. There we go. That's how you hit an apex there. I'm looking down the inside of Luti once again. Now you can see that clash has made them drop back from the top 3. It's not good at all. You can see Oliviera has split the Italians now. Morbidelli in 3rd, Passini in the lead. The veteran, he is making a comeback in real life and in the game. So all over Luti is MacDonald diving down the inside. Very aggressive. He makes it up into 4th. You can see very hard on the rear brake as well, going in wide in the final corner, but cutting back in front of Luti and getting that drive out the corner. So maybe you can nick some slipstream here with Morbidelli as we go on to the 3rd lap of the race. MacDonald setting a decent time now on that lap. He's catching the top 3. It's Oliviera and Passini are battling for the lead. Looks like Passini's winning just about, and MacDonald matching his qualifying effort, 55.1 there. In the 2nd lap of the race. Oh, he's been very aggressive, and here we go into that right hand of trouble. As the riders run wide there. Again, milestone. Of course, probably going to fix that in MotoGP 18, aren't you? Not going to fix it for this one. You can see sticking to the back of the top 3. They've got a single conserving the tyres, nicking in the bottom right. It's not too bad though. Actually, looks like the front tyre's a bit more worn than the rear, which is a bit surprising. But as he goes up the hill, he's looking to the outside of the championship leader. Wildcard MacDonald coming to play again and dives down the inside of Morbidelli. Oh, I hope the guy with the chainsaw isn't seeing that. There's, oh, almost goes into the back of MacDonald. Morbidelli. Not very happy at all about that, the Italian. Got ambushed over that rise into that right-hander. Don't often see passes there. The Scots pulled it off. We've seen him pull off impossible. He's in the past. With the help of punting sometimes. That's definitely a good move there. And now he's right with the top 2 in the slipstream of the KTM. We've got Passini leading. Got Oliveira. Oh, he's gone back to third. Did MacDonald clash there with the Portuguese rider? It's now Bassini's probably going to look behind and be wondering where's that bright orange thing. As we go into the second half of the race, MacDonald dips into the 54s. Oh, and he's getting the slipstream now. Bit too late though. Getting into the first corner, and Bassini very good at breaking into this corner, as we saw in his battle with Oliveira. So maybe not looking to do the move on the Italian there. It's all wide from MacDonald. Shouldn't have changed it up to third gear, but lucky he's got this right-hander to save him from an attack from Morbidelli. And of course, Oliveira is still right on the tail of the Italian. And there he is, battling into third place. Almost into the back of MacDonald, giving him back some of his own treatment there, the Scot. Let's go downhill. Bassini got a bit of a gap. Got to close that up on this rat. And maybe on the next lap, think about making a move. You can see almost a second in front. But we're towing along Oliveira and Morbidelli. Let's maybe got to take that corner in third, not second. So here we go, into the right. Braking heavily. Had to snatch some more brake there through the corner. Into that right-hander. But now downhill, here comes the setup for that pass on the front stretch. Going wide. And getting run off the corner. Could he maybe even make a move out of the fast chicane here, as he's all over the Italian. And he does. MacDonald leads in Mugello. He's not often had luck here, but it's working out this race before he runs right into the gravel in the final corner. But he's still in second. Well, as you can see, he's got some dirt to clean off now, and now Bassini's got a massive lead. MacDonald's the train, choo-chooing along Oliveira and Morbidelli. So watch out into this first corner. Here comes Morbidelli, here comes Oliveira. Bloody hell. Anything Morbidelli can do, Oliveira wants to do as well. And that includes taking third, which MacDonald does instead, diving down the inside up into second. Down the inside of Morbidelli and holds on. It's almost like a replay of the previous lap. Bassini got a second lead. Morbidelli not happy again with the Scot making that move on him. It's on this penultimate lap, things are starting to heat up. But not for the battle for the lead. We've just got to catch up to Bassini this lap. Get Morbidelli and Oliveira have their own battle behind. He's doing that, less than a second behind now, or just about. 9.99 in front. It's Bassini, the Italian veteran's ridden a brilliant race. He's up there all the time. Held off the advances of Oliveira, held off Morbidelli, held off MacDonald briefly. But will the Scot come back? Make a move on this final lap, as here we go, once again setting up for that front stretch. He's perhaps not close enough to make a move out the chicane this time around. You can see it's about half a second gap there. You can see almost a second gap to Morbidelli and Oliveira behind. They've been dropped. This is now a two-horse race for the win in Italy. Will it be the home favourite, the veteran? Will it be the Moto2 young pup, who's already a winner this season as well? He's going to grab his second victory in this class. As here we go with the slipstream going on to the final lap of the race. Mill pulls out another 54. Is that the fast lap of the race as well, just when he needs it? Looking to the outside of Bassini. It is the fastest lap. The Italian once again so good at breaking into that first corner. Look at that, blocking the path of MacDonald. Nowhere to go for the Scot. Oh, a bit better into the left, a bit wide though. Looking down the inside into the right. Oh, Bassini chops him off. MacDonald runs wide as a consequence. Oliveira 1.1 back. Won't be nicking behind now. MacDonald's only looking forward on this final out of the race. And around halfway through it, it's Bassini holding on. So we go downhill through the right. Oh, he hooked up that apex beautifully with the elusive rider. Now through the left. Can he set up a move through the double right? And all through the first. He's round the outside of Bassini, is he? He's battling back up the hill. Oh, MacDonald gives him the space. Too much respect. Runs wide. There's Bassini back by. Now into the right. Hook up that apex. Into the left. Hook up that apex. Get on the power smoothly. Tyre wear not really an issue. Not even half worn on both tyres. Now through the right. The long right. Down the hill. Looking to the outside. The crowd are on their feet. As here goes MacDonald. Perhaps making the move into the chicane. Oh. Tries it. On the exit. It's not close enough. He's coming down to the final corner. MacDonald breaks early. Does Bassini have the outside line? Bassini gives him the inside line though. MacDonald takes the lead, but is this a bad strategy? Bassini's going to have the slipstream on the run to the line. Who's going to win it? MacDonald or Bassini? And it is MacDonald! Second win of the season! From the elusive rider ahead of Matteo Bassini. Great battle. But in the end, the fastest lap and the victory went to MacDonald from the fourth row. Once again, he needs to qualify in that row every race. He seems to be doing well when he qualifies there. Bassini in second. Morbidelli in third. Wins that battle ahead of Oliveira. Baldassari rounds out the top 5 ahead of Luti, Bagnaia, Quartararo, Nakagami. Marini rounds out the top 10 in home turf. And nicking at the top 10, I think half of them are Italians. They are. So very good home race there for the home crowd. Agata in 11th. Alex Marquez, after that clash with MacDonald, recovers to 12th. Shirota in 13th. Good race for the German on the shooter. Then you got Corsi in 4th. I don't know why I said it like that. The speed up. And then Navarro grabs the final point ahead of Danny Kent by half second. So I saw the brick flag. Just thought of MacDonald. So Kent there. And as well did the teammate come 27th. Disappointing race for Vander, just caught up in a slipstreaming battle, no doubt. It looks like with Manzi and Edgar Pons and Xavi Verge down there on the Tech 3 bike. Disappointing race for the Spaniard, and also for his fellow Spaniard in last. So in the championship, you can see Morbidelli still leads by now 19 points over Oliveira, who jumps Alex Marquez up into second, with Luti 4th, Baldassari 5th, MacDonald up to 6th, ahead of Bassini, who's up to 7th, with Bagnaia dropping down to 8th. Marini 9th, and Nakagami up into the top 10. Has further down, you can see Agata up to 14th, ahead of Corsi and Axel Pons. And Marcel Shirota, after his good race, up into 18th, ahead of Brad Binder, Surin and Gardner. And Vinales with Navarro, the newest point scorer this season. 23 riders have scored points so far this season, over 2/3. Very good to see, with the Spaniard in 23rd, ahead of Vander, who's now the top non-point scorer in the championship. As Cadex lead, the constructor stands by 42 points over KTM, with Tech 3 in 3rd, Suter in 4th, and Speed Up in last, 10 points back. As yes, very happy clones. Once again, there's going to be a party in Italy. There's going to be a party for MacDonald, his second win in Moto2, his second in a row. And we've unlocked Shinei Nakano from 1999. Oh, I do like seeing that old name pop up. 250cc star, very good in MotoGP as well. Had one of his most famous crashes in Mugello on that front stretch around 190 miles per hour, the tyre failure, I think. And it's a very scary looking crash, but he walked away from it, the Japanese rider. And one of my favourites growing up as well, you know, riding with the likes of Kawasaki in MotoGP, was perhaps their most successful rider, if I remember, as well, and from their time in MotoGP. And then you have also with Gresini Honda as well, you know, very good rider was Nakano, and so was MacDonald in that race, achieving the race objective. Once again, saving Elusive's bacon. Race objective riders, once again, Moto3, I'm not looking at you with disgust at all. Well, for Jack Vander, only up 7 positions from last. Not his best race, as the South African improves everything apart from his cornering, almost improves that. Nadona improves his throttle management, cornering and body position. The separate improves his braking and cornering. And the Argentine rider with full Moto3 affinity, remember, Vander just 2 off having full Moto2 affinity. But the Argentine improves his cornering and body position. Has look at all the credits we earn. Bloody hell. and quite a lot of reputation, and look at it, no repair costs, just management costs for the rider's salary. As now we are in a transfer window, I might look at another moto. I can't change the riders, can I? God damn it. I could change the bike selection. If we go there, 200,000 for the Honda. That's like 2 races for us with our 4 riders, with our 2 different classes now. That's not a lot in the grand scheme of things, but then we are saving up for the Suzuki, which is 1.3 million. We're around 950,000, and then of course the Ducati is the main aim, that's 2 million. And we're almost halfway to reaching that goal already. Unbelievable. So I might just keep things how they are. I might be, you know, disappointed with how it's going in Moto 3, but... oh, do I want to get the KTM? Should I let you guys decide this? Let me know in the comment section below. Should I upgrade my Moto 3 bike to a KTM or Honda? And should I can't change the Moto 2 bike. Should I actually maybe purchase a MotoGP bike already? Go for that KTM or a Prio MotoGP, or just keep saving for the Suzuki and Ducati? Let me know down below. Thanks for watching, and I will see you next time.